There are several good topics and interesting things that have happened in the last few weeks, and I haven't been making videos simply because I had all these tabs open, and basic things like the webcam weren't working because I was just using too much memory on my computer. But I restarted everything to share this dream I had with you guys. And I think this is probably a divine message. I sometimes have vivid dreams, though they're usually about zombie apocalypses, trying to save my father, trying to save my ex-narc. But this was a completely different type of dream, and one that I'd never had before. So it was quite exciting, actually, and it wasn't that long. So I think that it has a very relevant message, and it's something that I haven't been focusing on or even thinking about. It could possibly be political, related to the end times, but I just don't have dreams like this, so I think that it's a message. So I woke up at about noon dreaming this dream, and I was still in the dream, and I was feeling the dream, and I was experiencing the dream. And it was more realistic than being awake right now. If you guys know anything about cameras, how some have higher resolution, or screens have higher resolutions, cameras can have more megapixels. This dream, it's like there was a higher resolution than in real life. Like there were more pixels in this dream than in real life. And it was a dark gray, almost black, stormy sky. So maybe the whole sky was cloudy, but it was just almost like smoke. Like you couldn't see clouds throughout most of the sky. And I was on a plane, and I didn't see my body, but my perspective was like first person. And the ground looked like black asphalt, like a parking lot. And it spread out as far as you could see, and nothing else was on the ground other than this asphalt, like just the flat, plain ground that I was standing on. And above my head was this dark gray sky. And there was like an ominous, exciting, thrilling feeling. Like, it was awesome. Like an awesome, amazing feeling, but almost like a sense of fear. And not like terrifying or anything like that, but it was very real. It was like I was thrust right into this dream, right in the center of things, and I could feel it. And I could feel the wind, and I could feel the excitement, and I could feel the terror. It's not terror in the sense of like something attacking me, but you'll hear what I mean soon. So everything is dark, and I'm standing on this asphalt looking plain as far as the eye can see. And everything is very hyper realistic. And above my head, several miles, it was far out, but I could see it very clearly, was a storm. And that storm was actually mechanical. And it was made of, like, when I looked closely, it was made of like a cluster of balloons all next to each other. And they were in the shape of a rectangle. And so as the winds would shoot and as they would come, like I would go up and down, and they would blast next to me and all around me, almost like they were aiming at me, but I did not feel they were aiming at me. Like they were being directed at things all around me. So I don't know if you guys have ever been into a 3D movie or a like virtual reality type thing, but I could also feel the gusts of wind, and I could feel like the sense of being amazed, in the sense of like it wasn't fear in the sense of being chased by a bear or anything like that, but there was a very real storm, and it was dangerous. It was very powerful gusts of wind, and I would like my body would go up into the sky towards this device, this cluster of balloons, which was the storm. And when they were put together, they looked like a cloud. But when you look closely, the cloud was made out of separate individual balloons. And there was no one else there, and nothing else there that I could see. and like portions of these balloons would be activated, and then wind would gust out and blow like very vigorously, like mightily, and then that portion would turn off, and then a different side of the balloons would be activated, and they would like release like a strong gust of wind, and then like my body would go up towards the cloud, which was this cluster of balloons, and then I would be like going around like this, and I could feel it. And very, very strange. I've never had a dream like that, especially since everything looks so realistic. And as I said, it was like a higher resolution than what I can see in reality. So I was waking up. And it's almost like when you shift the stick shift on a car. That's what it kind of reminded me of, as portions of these balloons would turn on, or portions of these clouds. And it was almost like they were metal balloons or something. It's very weird, the feeling and understanding that I had. So it looked like a cloud from the ground, but when you could see it, when you examined it and looked closely, then portions of the cloud, like the individual parts of it, were made out of these balloons, which could have been made out of metal for all I know. But anyways, they were being aimed and directed at something, and something I couldn't see, and it was almost like they were targeting me, but none of them hit me, and I wasn't trying to evade that much. So they must have been targeting things all around me, and then I was okay at the end. But it was very thrilling and exciting, and I felt like my body lifting up and down and stuff, like being on a roller coaster. So I think the message of this dream was that the storm has arrived, and we are in the storm. And I don't know what you guys think, but this dream took place on Friday, May 31st. So the storm has arrived, the storm is here, is all I can say. It was exciting. There's quite a few things that have happened, so possibly this was some type of divine message from God. I'm not sure. But this is not something that I had any reason to dream about. If you guys have had any similar dreams, anything exciting, I'd love to hear your comments, questions, concerns. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I really could use more followers, guys. This was just such an exciting dream. I felt compelled to make a video about it. My dreams were always about being in a zombie apocalypse and like trying to rescue my ex-narc and trying to rescue my father. And then I had one dream where I felt like I was trying to rescue my mom, but I'm not sure. And then I had a dream of like, going through big buildings and different worlds, and like I was the hero. And so my spirit must be some type of warrior spirit, or like a savior or something. I don't know. So that's why this dream was something different. Almost every dream that I ever had that I can remember was this type of dream where I was trying desperately to save people, and the end would be unclear. And I'll make another video about this later. But when I was 18, for like 10 years, I would just have I would commonly have dreams where I was trying to rescue my ex-narc, and I didn't know why, because I didn't know he was a narcissist at the time. This was still during the love bombing phase. And in these dreams, I was always trying to save him. And then, after I had many dreams of trying to save him, I had a few dreams of trying to save my father. I had dreams of trying to save my dog, but these were the dreams I had. In the last dream that I had of the zombie apocalypse, where I was trying to save my ex-narc, what happened is that he started to turn, and he was sitting in the movie theater, and it was dark, and I came up behind him, and I had to shoot him in the head. So I think we know what that means. But the other dreams, I would end up like getting my father, getting the ex-narc, and trying to get them to some place where they'd be safe, and I'd end up having to drop them off, and then I'd have to keep going like a spy, like Spider-Man or something. And I'd have to leave them someplace where it wasn't safe, and I thought that they might be killed, but it wasn't seen what would happen. So I didn't know if they survived. But the last dream with my ex-narc, he was starting to turn into a zombie, and I actually had to shoot him in the head and put an end to it. And I didn't think of this, I think I made a video recently about my dreams, being like a hero and this type of thing, and I completely had forgotten the last dream with my ex narc. Um, well, you guys heard it here. It's very disheartening, but this dream was exciting. This was very exciting. It was exciting, like being in a race car or something and driving it and feeling like the G forces. And especially what's happened politically, I think it's all connected. I've got a lot of things going on where I'm being attacked in my life too. Obviously, Trump is being attacked. Surely the other chosen ones are being targeted as well. Guys, so thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. God bless you all.